It was just another average day in this strange, small town. There was a simple mechanic. His name was Otto Adjacent. Yeah. Otto Adjacent. His job was the local mechanic in this town, and every day he would go to work. He went for runs to work because, 1, he couldn't afford a car, and 2, well, his work was pretty close by. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, basically, he worked on broken cars. So, say a person walked up with a car like this and asked for him to fix it. He would be able to turn that car into something more like this. Only make it the right color, geez. Like that. You can make it look better, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this man, Otto Adjacent, is literally just a mechanic. There's nothing too special about him. But the thing about this small town is, they don't even care enough to actually call them mechanics in this town. Since he's the only mechanic, they literally just refer to him as Mech. Don't ask me why, because I do not know. Anyway, Mech's job was simple. Any cars that were, of course, damaged or otherwise broken, his job was to fix them and make them brand new. And afterwards, when he was done, he would take the car back to the person who owned it. See, people didn't even really care to stay there until he fixed it. They just sort of dropped off their cars here, and after a while, he just came back with them, simply asking for his pay. This man was, of course, a very simple man. All he wanted was to make people happy. So, of course, one day, something very odd happened. Anyway, something very odd happened. He did the same thing that he always does. He brings back the car after he fixes it. And of course, he goes and asks for his pay. But this time, there was nobody around, which was odd. He thought for sure that there would be somebody here. I mean, Cars just don't appear in random places by themselves. When he suddenly noticed something. The whole store appeared to be a mess. And he wondered just how it got to be this way. So he continued looking around. Finally squeezing past the car, he realized that there was a dead body here. It was awful. How was he ever going to get paid for his work? No, but Mech had other things in mind. He wanted to find out who had done this to him. And so he set out. To find the one who murdered this man. After a little while of walking, he finally appeared in a strange location. He'd never been here before. What could this place be, he wondered, as he stepped off and looked around. It appeared to be some kind of power plant, or something similar. But something seemed off about this place. He took out the only thing that could count as a weapon, his mechanic's crowbar. And he kept looking. Finding nothing, he decides to go out. Now these gates were open, and anyone could enter. He ran through the forest, wondering just where this guy could be. He knew plenty of people in the town. There was no way anyone over there could be the murderer. Could they? Now, he's going to set off to find out who the murderer could be. As you can obviously tell, he is very fit, considering he runs everywhere. That man looks suspicious. Oh no, this must be the murderer. Mech had to act quickly. He wanted to make sure that he could get this guy. So he rushed him. He knocked him out with his crowbar. And after that, a policeman coming by noticed him and what he had done. "Hey," the officer said.
Hi.
"I just saw you take out that dangerous criminal." "Oh, yeah. I suppose you noticed, didn't you?" Mech said. Yes. How would you like to join our police force? Really? I would love to. That's great. We're so glad to have you on board. And so he took him to the big city. And he became a policeman. The officer asked him his name. He told him his boring old name, but then he told him that he was a mechanic before. And he said, "Oh, right. Those people call you guys mechs, right?" "Well, yeah, that is true." "Well, how about we just use that as your name? Officer Mech." "Alright, I don't see why it would be such a bad thing. Let's do it." And so, Officer Mech became a policeman and started off his first day very well. His first job was to go around and check on all the prisoners. Of course, keeping the prisoners safe was a very dangerous job, so he had to be very careful. He had to make sure that none of the prisoners were too damaged. Okay. That prisoner is safe. So is that one. This prisoner is also safe and does not appear to be injured. So that's good. Wait a second, what? Why is there all this blood here? What have you been doing?
Lung.
I don't know what that means. I'll just keep you in there for your own good. Alright, and then we have this prisoner. This prisoner seems to be very disturbed. Ugh. So of course, his first job was completed. He had tested to see if the prisoners were all safe, and they were.
Alright. Sorry, I kept bursting up.
Of course, it seemed as though nothing really was going on. It was just normal police stuff. At least on the first few days.